The Cycle Frontier is different from a lot of shooters out there, and for that reason it can be difficult to learn, especially if you play solo. Due to the fact that if you do play solo, more often than not, you're down in Fortuna with at least some players who are teamed up. In this video I'm going to go over 5 ways to help you increase your extraction rate down on Fortuna as a solo player. Before I get into the video though, as always, if you want to see me play the Cycle and other games live, I'd love to see you over on my Twitch. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. CST. A link will be in the description below. Anyway, let's get into the video. The number one piece of advice I would give to a solo player, especially a newer one, is that you might be playing the game wrong. Despite the fact that you're going down to Fortuna with a rifle within the very lore of the game, you're not down the planet to kill other people, at least for the most part. Your main purpose on Fortuna is to survive, mine and collect resources, and leave. So don't go looking for a fight. This is a survival, crafting, collecting game first, and a shooter kind of second. While defeating other players does give you the opportunity to gather resources quickly, it's essentially like opening a random loot box, and anything collected from a downed enemy should be seen as bonus loot. Unless there is a specific quest to kill other prospectors at some point, or you have extra loot / K marks and you want to go player hunting, you should really only be fighting if you think you can win, or for self-defense, or for competing over resources. Otherwise, back off, especially if the numbers are against you. The second tip is always go down to Fortuna with a goal in mind, whether that be to obtain specific resources, complete quests, or if you feel like it, hunting other players. Don't just drop down having no idea where you're going or what you're doing. This helps with decision making on the fly and will generally help you decide what to do next in any given situation. Do you have the resources you came down to attain? No. Okay, maybe stay a little bit longer. Do you have most of what you came to get? Yeah? Okay, maybe go ahead and extract and get the rest next time. Also realize generally you'll have an extract closer to you than the other, so it may help before you drop down to pre-decide if this is going to be a quick run that you're going on or a longer one. Third tip is if you are playing solo, you are at a disadvantage whether you like it or not. You are playing defense the whole time. What I'm saying when I say this is to pick your fights wisely. You are one person essentially against a planet of possibility. The only thing you really have on your side is you are a smaller target, it being only you on your team. Obviously this is an FPS game, so me saying, hey, be a pacifist the whole time is horrible advice, and I'm not saying that. There's going to be times when you're bloodthirsty and you want to pull that trigger and defeat another player. What I'm saying is to do it with intent. Don't just fight without knowing the situation you're getting into if you can help it. My general rules of thumb are if it's a 1v1, go ahead and fight. Why not? It's you against one other person. 1v2, if I can't take out one of them fast and make it a 1v1, I'm gonna run unless they show visible signs of disorganization. 1v3, run unless that 3-man is preoccupied and you can knock a couple of them and even the odds quickly. 1v4, same as 3, but really consider if you want to get into a fight against 4 people at once. Even if they are preoccupied, a 4-man is probably enough people to where you're going to be fighting at least 2 of them at once, and the other 2 will be coming shortly after, or at least they'll know you're there after you kill 1 or 2. After that, tip number 4 is to be aware of your surroundings. This sounds very obvious, but I see a lot of people just sprinting everywhere. Make sure you walk, don't run, especially when you're first learning the game. The real only time I like to sprint is if I'm at least 75 to 90% sure I'm alone. You'll get better at, kind of feeling situations out and detecting this as you play and be able to move around the map faster as you get better at the game. But at the beginning especially, this game can be very punishing if you're unaware and running around the map like it's a more traditional FPS game. The general cycle, of the game is to assess the situation you're in, plan, execute, and then rinse and repeat. Tip number 5, the final tip, is don't be discouraged. With games like this, there is a huge luck factor. Huge! And even teams of players are going into situations a little bit blind. You will never have 100% of the information when you begin an encounter. What may look like a guy alone might actually be a 4-man with 3 other players hiding in the bushes behind him or, waiting to follow him out. You might get sniped from nowhere and have no idea where your attacker was. Use these experiences as learning ones and try to find ways in what you were doing in these situations to improve. Maybe wait a second longer to see if that guy alone has 2 or 3 more join up with him. Or maybe don't sit in open spaces as long so you don't get sniped. You get the idea. Anyway, those are 5 tips for solo players. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, you clicking the subscribe button and liking the video would mean a lot. If you have any questions or want to add on to anything I said, feel free to leave that in the comments. Either way, I'll see you in the next one or on Twitch.